What is up, everybody? It is Dead Center coming to you with another How to Heroes of the Storm video. Today, I'm going to go over Butcher. So Butcher recently got some reworks. He's super big in the meta. I apologize for my shirt. It's kind of dancing a little bit. But Butcher recently got some updates, mainly around his trait. I'm not going to do my full. I liked more what I did with the Zagara video. I'll talk through my talents as I go. But around his trait, it used to be that he would get meat from, he gets meats from dropping, from killing minions and from killing heroes. But his playstyle was play safe, farm lanes. Once you get your maximum stacks of meat, then you would just be a terror. And that doesn't really feel like the Butcher, the Diablo boss, and just the lore of it, just this oppressive guy to just be farming for the first 10 to 12 minutes of the game. So they changed it. You still get meat from minions, but now you get 5 times as much meat from heroes, and they bumped up the level, or the maximum amount of meat that you need to collect. Anyways, he's also, especially in the lower leagues, he's a very oppressive hero. So I wanted to definitely make this video for you guys. That way you know what it is he's dealing with. I'm going to talk about ways to try and counter him, and just kind of how to play him. Definitely give him a try. I'll kind of go through his abilities since we've got a little bit of a wait here. So the biggest ability, his trait. We get 25 meat from heroes. We're trying to stack up to 200 fresh meat. Once you do that, you gain an additional 125 attack damage and 25% increase attack speed. He's a melee assassin. He does pretty good damage and attacks pretty quickly. But then on top of that, once you hit this quest, it's just, it's unstoppable. Also, once you hit the quest, you continue to get 10 fresh meat from heroes, and I believe that meat doesn't really say that meat. 10 fresh meat. It increases your attack speed. So again, we're just going to be kind of farming kills, which is why at lower leagues he can feel so oppressive. On his E, he's got Ruthless Onslaught. This is a big charge. It's got a very long range. A big charge that has a stun on the end of it, a 1-second stun, and it does do some damage. It also increases his movement speed when he's charging, and you'll get a little kind of reticle over you if the Butcher's charging in on you. It's one of the scariest things to happen in the game. A Butcher charging in on you. His W, Butcher Brand, it does a little bit of extra damage for 4 seconds. And then brands him for 4 seconds, making it to where for all of his basic attacks, he gets 75% of that back to him as health. And then if you can continue to keep attacking the same hero, you get double healing from heroes, and then it also extends if you can keep attacking them by 0.5 seconds. The main thing with Butcher is if, and you can see it puts this little X over you that's kind of glowing. If that's on you, the best thing and pretty much the only thing to do is run. If the Butcher engages on you, the best thing for you to do is run. Your team should be attacking him, trying to get him down, because his survivability is 1-to-1 attached to that, the Butcher brand. If he can't attack the enemy that he put the brand on, then he has no health, or he has no regeneration, therefore no survivability. His Q that I didn't talk about, I believe it's called Hamstring. It's kind of this straight line AoE that does damage and slows. My talents that I'm going to really focus on will be around his trait, that Butcher's Brand, that W, increasing his survivability. He does have 2 pretty good heroics. One is this big huge AoE around him. I think it's Blast Furnace. And then the other one, that one's okay. If you can land it, it does a ton of damage. But the one I like at level 10 is the Lamb to the Slaughter. You drop this AoE, or this area, I don't know, with the post in the middle. And then after a 1-second delay, it grabs the nearest enemy to it and chains them to the post and silences them for 3 seconds. Basically makes it to where they can't run. At level 1, we're going to go
5, 4, 3, 2.
We're going to go Invigoration. This makes it to where when we hamstring a hero, we get mana back and the cooldown is reduced. The odd thing about Butcher is he plays very much as like a stealth hero. Like, I'm just going to sit back here. You can't cancel that charge.
May the Kala guide your path.
See, there you can see my brand on him. Garrosh is a pretty hard counter to Butcher, because Butcher wants to charge in, and Garrosh wants you to be close. So we're going to do our best to stay away from him. Butcher plays very much like a stealth hero, where your Novas and your Valeeras just want to stay away and then come in and burst you down. Well, Butcher wants to do very much the same thing. He wants to stay kind of off the radar and just run in without you seeing.
It is nearly time.
Coming out of nowhere and just DPS someone down. Because of the nature of his W, he is a pretty good marker.
Go forth and claim the altars in my name. The Revan Lord demands it.
Your death shall be
Gotta be
avenged.
careful about that, Valeera.
Your powers will be mine, Gravekeeper.
With the Butcher's Brand,
like
he's a pretty
all
good
the
marker.
others.
It makes it to where he can
You've
basically
lost this one,
attack
Raven Lord. It will not
a
be
camp,
your last.
take out the first two,
Fire
and then on the
upon
third
the
one,
core. Shatter
just
Choose a
uses
talent.
Butcher Brand and heal himself back up. At level 4, we're going to go... we're going to reduce the charge. I should probably go down there to help, but the fact of the matter is, we're probably going to lose that anyways.
Lord, this is the way of the Nexus.
Come get some health. Alright. So I really don't want to be up in this solo lane. Did that go in and hit? Yes. I really don't want to be up here. This isn't my strongest suit.
Enemy slain. Do not
Dang
lose
it.
hope. Rise and meet our enemy head on.
We're going to go with Insatiable Blade. So this increases Butcher's Brand healing from 75 to 100% of physical damage
Be
dealt.
ready. You must
And then
capture
while
them
I'm
quickly.
chasing my target that is branded, I will have increased movement speed. We've got Nazebo up there. That'll be good. Far better than just me.
The time is now, heroes. Claim the altars in my name.
A good kill.
You are no longer welcome here, Raven Lord.
The altar is ours. Fire upon the Gravekeeper.
You have been slain.
Okay. I'm dying too much. Butcher has a lot of abilities. He's got all the tools to get him into trouble, and not very many tools to get him out of trouble. He does not have good escape mechanics. I should not have charged in on that. Behind the wall.
As was foreseen.
Excellent.
Well fought. Choose a
See,
tower.
that Thrall did exactly
Your
what we
death
should do
shall
against the
be
Butcher,
avenged.
which is run. Which is, if he's charging in on you, you need to get away, because if you're away from him, he can't attack you.
Once more,
He
the
loses his
altars
survivability.
rise
Level
from
10,
the
we went
depths.
that lamb to the slaughter. That's going to allow us to grab somebody, silence them, and basically just lock them down for 3 seconds. Yeah, 3 seconds. With no need for any follow-up stuns or anything like that.
Lay claim to the altars. Do not disappoint me.
Spirits guide your hand.
Your time is ending, Raven Lord.
It is important to note, meat only spawns if you're close enough, and your team doesn't see the meat. So, if you're playing with a Butcher and he seems to be acting sort of erratically, you know, running around for seemingly no reason, that's why.
Enemy slain.
I'm at 150 meats.
Choose a talent.
The altars are rising, heroes. Do get ready.
We are going to go with hamstring and powers basic attack. So it is important to note that with your with your W, the more attack damage you do, the more health you're going to get. So doing something like increasing your
The
base
altars
attack
have risen. Act Activate them now.
Do not lose hope. Rise and meet our
Doing
enemy
something like
head
increasing your
on.
basic attacks whenever you hamstring
So this is what
increases the damage you do and therefore the healing that you get. So, I guess his build is all about
Turns against you.
increasing his basic attack damage.
As was foreseen.
Gul'dan's gonna come help me with this. And boom, we're back up. Let him know when slaughter's ready. Get all this meat. That should complete my quest. If you're playing against Butcher, it's important to note his giant cleaver starts glowing whenever he's completed his quest.
A bold move.
We're gonna
This
go with the
tower
raid.
shall
This makes it to
serve
where
the
anytime you
Raven
drop
Lord.
below 50% health, your attack speed gets this humongous boost. And I believe your basic
Heroes,
attack
I have
speed.
opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
What? I mean, I knew I could do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
Well done. We have lost a keep.
Be swift, heroes. Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altars before you.
Well fought.
One of their towers has been stolen.
Double kill.
I am lord of this realm, and it will not be stolen from me.
Your time is ending, Raven Lord. You're losing your touch, Raven Lord.
Insane.
A well-earned victory.
So, moral of the story with Butcher, it's all about getting to those maximum stacks,
A well-earned victory.
and then you just become a terror. Alright. We're doing a good job of focusing me down.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The altars rise.
Drop your horror fuck.
Our enemy thinks us conquered.
Alright, let's see, where's their damage coming from?
Error.
Li Ming and Thrall. And Valir is there for
We
them.
have lost a keep.
Take the altars and put an end to the Gravekeeper.
Axis. You've lost this one, Raven Lord. It will not be your last.
You have
Dang
been
it.
slain.
That was dumb.
A good kill.
That was so dumb.
Keep destroying. Choose a talent.
We're gonna go with basic attacks deal 20% more damage. I love Slaughterhouse. No, we're gonna go Slaughterhouse. Slaughterhouse makes it to where all heroes that are caught in your Lamb to the Slaughter get silenced and tethered.
Once more, the altars rise from the depths.
We have lost a keep.
A tower has been lost. The altars have risen. Activate them now.
As was foreseen. Well fought.
Nice.
Double kill.
Their death is our fount of power.
Enough of this charade. Bring down the Gravekeeper's core. This realm will be mine, and mine alone.
Enemy slain. Keep destroyed.
Also, it's good to know what Butcher's doing. It's good to know what all heroes are doing. That way, because, and it's not a huge deal, but that Genji was attacking the target that I was healing off of. Again, not a huge deal, but it just would have been better for me, therefore, and for the team if he had just let me do what I was going to do.
Keep destroyed.
I expect no less than total victory. This wretched hero.
A good kill.
It's nearly time.
Got him on the big stagger.
Killing spree. Keep destroyed.
The towers are mine once more. Now, to rid my realm of this accursed Gravekeeper. Lay claim to the altars. Do not
We have lost a keep.
The spirits guide
Our tower has fallen.
Alright,
You have done well.
and that is an excellent reason why you never give up.
Know my power.
Because
I am
comebacks can
Lord.
always happen. Comebacks can always happen. the best thing for us was the fact that we got them on a stagger. So that's another important lesson. Is if you go back and watch that, the whole reason why we were able to win, the whole reason why we were able to come back, is there was at one point most of our team died, and I think there was 2 left. And so the 2 of us, or I think actually what happened was 2 of us died before everybody else, and then so we rezzed and we waited for the rest of the team, and then as a team we were able to pick one off, and then another, and then another, and we were able to keep them all staggered where they never had 5 people out on the field at once. That is a key thing. Especially in lower leagues. Lower leagues very much become who can ball up first, who can team fight the best, and it's so important to, if you have 2 guys down and you know they're pushing your fort in the bottom. I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting to go and try and defend it, you know, as your Jaina or whoever. That's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is give up that fort and stay alive. That way your team can come back as 5 and actually try and do something with it, instead of just doing your best to defend this keep and eventually dying. Anyways, that's it for Butcher. Again, I think in lower leagues he's very powerful. He punishes people being out of position. He punishes people being too far into a lane and not being able to escape, which is something you see very often in lower leagues. And also, therefore, in lower leagues, he's very oppressive. So if you want to play Butcher, I highly recommend it. But even if you don't, it's really good to know what it is that you're up against. My talents that I chose today: Invigoration. If Hamstring hits a hero, half of the mana cost is refunded and the cooldown is reduced. Looking back, I might pick something else. Kind of depends on what's on that level. Level 4, Unrelenting Pursuit reduces the cooldown of your Ruthless Onslaught by 33% on impact. Makes it to where we can charge more often, because that is how you open up. Insatiable Blade at level 7 increases your healing to 100% of the physical damage dealt. And then while you're pursuing your enemy, your movement speed is increased by 20%. Makes it to where people just have a harder time getting away. Especially if you go back and watch early game of that, when that Sylvanas kept just getting away from me at the last minute. This talent would have made it to where that wasn't happening. That wasn't possible. Level 10, Lamb to the Slaughter. I think it's great. It's the best way to just be like, this guy team, this guy's dying right now, and there's nothing they can do about it. Brutal Strike at level 13. After using Hamstrings, Butcher's next 3 basic attacks within 5 seconds deal an additional 15% damage. Increased basic attack damage, increased healing back to him. Moral of that story. Enrage, while below 50% of his maximum health, taking damage causes the Butcher to become enraged for 10 seconds, gaining 40% attack speed, 25 armor, and which reduces the damage taking by 25%. This effect has a 25-second cooldown. This is one of those talents where I don't really notice it a ton, but I know it's there. I know it's doing its job. This is probably the reason why I was able to escape those few couple of times during a team fight when I take a lot of damage and able to get out. It's because of this. The damage and the increased attack speed makes it to where if you're attacking your branded target, you're going to be doing more damage, more attack speed, more damage. I was thinking as I do this, it's probably best for Butcher, especially late game in those big team fights, to charge a target. That charge is pretty well broadcasted, so your team's going to know that's who you're going in on, therefore DPS them down. It's probably smarter to save your brand for the next target. You know, a lot of times with most heroes, what you want to do is just go in and combo, use all the buttons, right? But it's probably better to go in, charge somebody, your team's going to just take them down, and then on your second focus, that's who you want to brand on. That way you get the maximum amount of healing. And then level 20, Slaughterhouse. I don't think I really use this properly, but Lamb Slaughter now chains all enemies hooked in that little circle. That's one of those that just can be a game changer. If you can silence their entire enemy and kind of root them for 3 seconds. That's just a nightmare. Anyways, let me know if you like this video. Please, if you would, hit that thumbs up button on this video. Subscribe to my channel for more great Heroes how-to videos. I've got some ideas for some other types of videos that I want to do coming up here soon, but just let me know. As always, let me know down in the comments what hero you would like to see next. And follow me on Twitter. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to kind of, you know, get a dialogue going. My Twitter @DeadCenterTweet. Just hit me up. Anyways, thanks guys, and as always, it's real simple. Stay positive and don't die.